What's up everyone, my name's Al from gamesreup and today we have got some more news hot off the press. This is from Alethea Games. Now obviously, as you would know, if you obviously subscribe to Alethea Games, or I should say the Razer console on YouTube, or you've checked out the website recently, they did a Q&A. This was about a week or so ago now, but I've digested all the information just as a quick rundown of exactly what they showcased and answered here. So someone did ask, they said, could Sega go ahead and change the design? Now, first of all, why would they? From what we know, the console is purposely built for Sega with Sega in mind and Sega gamers in mind, and that exactly was their response. They could, but why would they? Just because the fact that the console is designed for Sega as a whole. It's built exactly for Sega. It's not built to be an entertainment device with a couple of games. It's a games console, a Sega games console, first and foremost. I know it doesn't really answer it that well. Well, I suppose it does. It depends how you perceive it, really. But I think Alethea are pretty bang on with this. They've made it for Sega, exactly how you would expect Sega to like it. So I think they're pretty. They've banged the nail on the head there. Fuego, which is one of my subscribers and also a subscriber of Razer console, also asked, what is the console equivalent of the Razer currently? Now, their response was there isn't anything like it currently in the console market, because it's as powerful as the top-end gaming PCs. Most consoles aren't. PS4 isn't, Xbox One isn't. It's got that type of hardware in it. It's basically a PC built as a console, as consoles are anyway. But this is more to the top end PC market than it is the console market. So that's good to know. One thing that was answered here was, well, all they said was if you download the game, you own it. They don't see the idea, they don't ever get the idea of you rent the license or you buy a license. You own that game. When you buy it, you own it, which I think is fair enough, because let's face it, if you look at, I don't know, Apple for example, if you buy something, you're essentially buying the license to play it. You don't actually own it. Whereas with Sega and the Razer console, well, the plan is you'd own it. You could do whatever the fuck you want with it, which I think is great. Let's face it, in this world where everything seems to be getting taken away from us, it's great that it has it. Plus, if you buy a disc-based game, it's not a half-built game, it's going to be a full-built game. And when we say DLC, I mean this is DLC that could come years down the line. These games are going to be built to be fully there from the start. Fantastic. Do we have a release date? Well, what they did say was mid-2018 would be ideal, but they believe it would probably be more towards the Christmas time, be Christmas 2018. That's if all goes well, patents go through well, they get the prototype up and running, and it goes from there. So it will, that will give time to get a few devs or some of the developers on board and getting some nice, decent launch titles for that console. But I'm assuming that's as long as prototype and everything like that, funding has all been done by the end of this year, to give it a year to get out there and get done. I mean, a year, it's not a long time really, but I think they could do it. I think they could. Will the controllers have innovative buttons? They said yes. Doesn't really explain what though. That's the only thing. All they said was yes. The good thing though with the console, with the controller, it will be USB-C, or 3. I think USB-C. Anyway, which will also work on a PC. So it's, like I say, it's built like a PC. It's going to also work on a PC, which is cool. So you can have a couple you could also use on the PC as well. I think that's great. Now actually, if you look now, there's a small little design show off here. I mean, all it's showing is basically a quick little look at the controller design, or part of it. It doesn't show it all. It just shows a couple of the connections there. So you've got your headphone jack, which is like the PS4 controller actually. Headphone jack and the charging ports. That's cool. Nice little tidbit of information there, but we appreciate that. And last, by no means least, the console will be fully backwards compatible. Now, I know you already know that if you subscribe to the channel, because I've blared on about that for years, and well, not years, for a long time. But it is fully backwards compatible, meaning, well, with discs. It doesn't mean cartridges, although I still think a cartridge adder would be cool. But we won't get too into that at the moment. But the console is fully backwards compatible for the disc games starting at the Sega CD, or 30, yes, not 32X, Sega CD, Saturn, Dreamcast. Yes, that's right. Anyway, I've been out from gamesreup. Make sure you leave some comments because they do read them. And also check out razorconsole.com. I'm on the media page. And also just check it out. And also if you haven't looked at the teaser trailer yet on there, make sure you do. I've been out from gamesreup. I'll see you soon. Bye.